Estás escuchando Radio Primavera Sound, proudly presented by CUPRA.
And welcome back to Radio Primavera Sound. Welcome to Line Noise. We have got a glass of wine because there is a friend of the casa here, Daniel Harle. How are you doing?
Family reunion.
Yes.
Oh, cheers!
Salud!
Cheers
For
to
family.
Start
To all of
reunion.
yours.
and to them.
How are you? How are you feeling, Danny? How does it feel to be back in your practically second home?
Yeah, it's the best. This is the best. I really like it here. It's just, yeah, I feel understood on my own terms here. I feel like people know what I'm about. I feel like I, therefore, know what people are about. It's really nice.
I do feel like this, and we say family reunion because we have already interviewed you like 1,000 times. It's actually just two, but
hard to know what else there is to
no,
say.
there is
really,
a lot
isn't
to
it?
say. And I was rewatching our interviews, and in 2022, you said that closing Primavera Sound Friday night was the set you were most excited in your life. But now you're closing today, not only Friday, but also tomorrow, which is the craziest lineup set you can get in the lineup.
It is the historical closing set of the festival. Which
I mean,
is
no
very
stress, but
So
Yeah, it's
are
fun.
you in the level of excitement? Are you?
Yeah, no, I wasn't actually aware of this legendary closing festival set when I said the previous one was the most excited one. So now I'm pretty sure that that's the one that is the most excited, that I'm the most excited for. So yeah.
How have you been preparing for it?
To be honest, it's so feeling based, the whole thing. There's a certain amount of preparation I can do, but it's really just about what feels right at the time. And I just sort of like can prepare a series of like spider map directions for me to go in, but I can't think about it too much.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will take some spontaneity out of the set, I think.
Well, plus tonight it's a live show, so will you be centering the show on hardcore or what you've been working on lately?
Yeah, I have been doing quite a lot of stuff since we last spoke. So I've done a lot of stuff for other artists. Which is a thing that I absolutely love to do, like giving a part of myself to someone else. But the more artists that I did that with, the more I realized that I have personally a new thing to say that I think is a very important statement to put out there. And so tonight I'm gonna be sort of debuting a few of these sounds, a few of these sound worlds, just to kind of like give the first taste of what this sort of what I've been making, basically, what this new statement is.
Your new statement on your own, so I understand. So like
Something
after
like that, yeah.
hardcore, there's a new era cooking, because I've been waiting for it. Like I love when you produce, you have, like, it's not that you've been doing nothing, you have a lot of stuff going on, but I need something that it's like your new era, and I've been waiting for it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I had to wait till it was exactly right. I've been working unbelievably hard on this exact thing, and my philosophy about it was that it just was not worth putting out, or like sort of putting the music out into the world until it was exactly right. There is no point in doing it, and I only really intend to release not a certain amount of music in my life. I don't want to keep on putting out records. I want to put out the statement of music that as I want to hear it, and then that be kind of it. So that's why I'm very, very careful about sort of making sure it's proper before I play it to people. And there's going to be some snippets of it tonight, and I'm very excited to put that out into the world.
So I'm really interested, because I was trying to think about what it could be like, but one of the great things about your music is it could almost be anything. Like if you told me you were going like, I don't know, slowcore, I'd probably believe you, you know. So look, without giving too much away, like what could we expect?
I can tell you what I've been listening to like throughout my life, and this music that's really resonated with me, and what the kind of problem was that I had to solve for this whole thing. So I was sort of trained as a classical composer. I did 2 degrees in it. I did one at Goldsmiths, one at Guildhall, and I then sort of had this big turning point where I got obsessed with the emotional sounds of electronic music, and realized that's where the sort of emotional heart of what I do is. And that created a problem I kind of had to solve, really, where I love all this electronic music and I love this classical music, and specifically like the stuff that I was listening to the most is like Renaissance stuff, this Monteverdi, Elizabethan stuff like John Dowell and Orlando Gibbons, and the way that the music works from that period, but then also all this like trance and Eurodance music that I was also just completely obsessed with as well. And I guess the thing that I wanted to do is like bring these things together and find a way of doing that there isn't just like shoving a fucking violin on a drum beat. Although shout out to everybody who does that, that's completely fine. But the way I wanted to do it was to sort of invent this like this sort of vision that I basically had of how I want things to be, and this kind of this sort of synthesis of everything that I love. And it took a very long time to sort of get this material out, and I'm very excited for people to hear some of it.
Sorry, Ben. Last year when we sat down with AG Cook and Sega Bodega, they told us that you all have a group chat where you just sort of share links to music or music videos or memes. Have you shared some of this new stuff with them, and what has their feedback been?
No, I don't share any of my new stuff with other producers necessarily, unless there's a sort of question that I want answered about it. Because it's the lesson that I've learned personally about my own stuff is that it's like got to be stuff that I like so much, and that if even if I want to play it to someone else, I know there's something wrong with it, like, because I just know when it's right, and therefore I wouldn't share it in that chat. Something I would share in that chat is like, I'd usually share something to undermine what someone else has just put out in there. So it's like if somebody shares like some sort of like very sort of personal thing, I'd share like a track that I really enjoy called Fart Beat 10 Hours. Which is actually a really good track. Shout out Fart Beat 10 Hours.
So you don't share it because you're afraid they will answer with fart beats?
Yeah, pretty much. No, it's fine. In all honesty, be honoured for a response of Fart Beat 10 Hours to any message. I can say that officially.
Is it 10 hours long?
Yes.
Good God. What was the last thing you heard? The last music you heard, you were like, really just blew your mind? You're like, I've never heard anything like this before.
Never heard anything like this before. It's been a long time since I've heard something that there's nothing like I've heard before. I've heard lots of music recently that I really like, or that I haven't heard the sort of. It's very rare that I'm in an actual position where I hear something that sounds like a vision of the future, or something that actually sounds different. I think that's got a lot to do with technology not really moving on a lot in sort of the last 10-15 years. But in terms of, I've been enjoying a lot of more ambient artists, and those kind of statements. I feel like that's a bizarrely resonant thing at the minute. And also. I think that I really enjoy social media.
As in what?
I also do.
I enjoy the more
like infinite scrolling.
The more like doom scrolling and like having a really horrible time. Because I really enjoy the flatness of the media and the way that you can just play sounds to you, and for that reason. I feel like I'm being shown sounds in a much more sort of democratic way, and I can just then hear like a fragment of a melody and then go down the rabbit hole to find where that melody came from. It's usually like a bit of another song that's been slowed down or something like that, and that creates its own rabbit hole. And I love that kind of chaos of the sort of collage that social media creates, and especially in the sort of more chaotic areas of it. I think
I agree 1,000% because I'm addicted to the internet, and I want to tell people it's in a poetic, like if you get it, you get it. And I came to terms with the fact that there's some people that know how to be addicted to their phone. And
exactly.
Some people don't. And I understand that when you don't, it seems like stupid. But when you do, you understand doom scrolling in another level, and you're good at it.
100%.
You can take good things out of it.
It's an art form to enjoy doom scrolling.
Right.
100%.
Can I ask about Eurovision?
Oh yeah, sure.
I love Eurovision. No one ever wants to talk to me about it. So you co-wrote Dizzy for Ollie Alexander last year.
Yeah.
Great song. What was the experience like? Were you there in the room when they were giving out the votes?
Honestly, like nothing to do with me, that whole thing. Like I've often watched Eurovision, but like with that whole thing, I wasn't part of the process of choosing it or like it being. And then sort of it was taken out of my hands a bit production wise before it went to the competition itself. So with that, it was actually like I was quite distant from the process itself, and I thought it was actually a fantastic year of Eurovision that I saw. But I thought this year's Eurovision was unbelievably good as well. I have to say.
Who are your favourites?
I really enjoyed Spain, Latvia. I thought Tommy Cash did an amazing job as well, obviously. But I have to say probably Latvia with the kind of like Carl Jenkins slash I don't know.
Was that the ones that they were like break dancers? They were like it was like a
ethereal thing.
It was really melancholy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Latvia, yeah. But what was it like? I mean, I know you weren't there, but like presumably you were watching when like Alexander was doing it, and like the votes come in. It seems like such a sort of horribly direct thing because it's like someone gives you 12, someone gives you none. Like, I mean, it's like your work being judged in.
For me, it's just like a show. Really, it's not really like the competition element of it is just more of the sort of theatre of the whole thing, and I think just the drama of it, I just sort of enjoyed. I have to say.
Eurovision is kind of like a game, maybe like there's points and stuff, and I wanted to bring back our little special game, which is like we make you like choose random songs to recommendations. I don't know if don't get nervous. I haven't started the questions, but we have like throughout the years have been asking you to recommend songs, as I was saying, and I'm gonna list your previous answers before asking your. Don't answer yet. I haven't finished.
I've got my answer.
No, I don't have the sentence yet. Okay, so I'm gonna list what we asked and what you answered. So if you want to change a previous one, you can change it, but maybe they're just the
Why
correct.
Would I change my previous answers?
I wouldn't. To me, they're perfect. You're gonna remember now.
Okay.
Favorite love song? You said Ecuador by Sash. You agree?
100%.
100%. Underrated song? The Hamster Dance song? Still that one?
I believe I didn't say the hamster dance song. I believe I said the instrumental section of the hamster dance song, and I stand by that 100%.
You do remember? Okay. The most beautiful musical construction is
"Kiss from a Rose" by Seal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly. The
That
best.
or okay. Can I like put something alongside
Yes.
that? The duo Seraphim from Monteverdi's Vespers.
We got a new one.
Okay.
Add that one to the list.
So that I can add that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, obviously not take the other answers because
No, absolutely
they're
not. I stand by those.
Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
Yeah, and the duo Seraphim from Monteverdi's Vespers.
Best breakup song, Nocivo by Alto Arc, which you produced.
Yeah, really good breakup song.
Yes, they valid that one. And now we got the next one. You have to this year's that song that you have to recommend us, which the title would be what is your summer song or your summer anthem. It doesn't have to be this year, it can be throughout your life or maybe just this year. What are you feeling for summer? A summer song, basically.
Okay, I hate summer. I'm sorry, everyone. I hate hot weather. I like rain and sad weather. So summer music has always been like a funny one for me. But in answer to your question, I'd probably then choose something like, I don't know, Frozen by Madonna, just to sort of reflect my opposition to the question. Either that, maybe Saltwater by Chicane, maybe as well. I'd say, yeah.
We got the answers.
Yeah.
I've got another query as well that I was just thinking about because we interviewed a band yesterday called Mama, very good band,
yeah.
right? And they wrote a breakup album, but they broke up with people the other way around. So what would be, and I'm not suggesting you're going to break up with anyone, and neither am I, but what would be your song for breaking up with someone?
Okay, so my song for breaking up was...
Wow.
I've never broken up with anyone. My wife, I met when we met each other when we were very young, we met each other when we were very young, and then we got married when we were about 21. I would say, okay, so I'd maybe go from a more optimistic angle. I already know what my answer is. I'd go for an optimistic angle. Okay, I'd be like diplomatic from the start. There's a song by Scooter called "Friends."
Oh my god!
I challenge anyone to break up to somebody and not have a smile on their face. Listening to Friends by Scooter.
So friend zoning your then
Pretty
partner.
much, yeah. That would be an expert move. Friend zoning
your partner.
Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
It's usually you just go straight into the friend zone, but going from a relationship into the friend zone. Extraordinary move.
Perfect tips by Daniel Harle.
From somebody who's never done the thing.
Exactly, the kind of tips I'm looking for.
Are you the Robert Smith of dance music then?
No comment.
Okay, fair enough.
And we always like knowing, because you've got your finger on the pulse, just like Mar has. And who do you find interesting of the young artists that are sort of being spoken about on social media and everything? Who would you find interesting to produce or work with in the studio lately?
I have a list of people I want to work with. There's 2 names on it. I'm not going to say either of those names.
Damn it.
But just there's loads of really interesting people. There's loads of interesting new electronic music artists as well, that aren't necessarily singers or anything like that. There's artists called Yetsubi and TDJ. I'm really enjoying the music of TDJ at the minute. And there's lots. I think Malibu's music, some incredible. I was sort of into this, some ambient stuff recently, and it's a very exciting time. I think I think it's sort of people underrate how kind of like this algorithmic siloing is actually creating some subcultures in quite an interesting way. Again, there isn't this sort of sense of everyone being on this extraordinarily large platform. There is a sense of like actual like communities being forced together like online in this sort of like strange way, but like for some that's allowing like scenes to emerge almost. Some could see it as artificially, but it's like quite interesting, I think, at the very least, and could be the start of the things to come. I don't know.
Was that what hardcore was in a way?
I have no fucking clue. I just did a thing that I liked.
No, but I'm thinking like, because you did the club and it's kind of like almost like your own genre of music. I wondered, if it felt a bit like your own scene.
I guess it was because I wasn't actually present for a lot of this music that really influenced hardcore. It was kind of like, and also I like didn't go out to clubs at all when I was young. It was my way of like expressing this kind of experience of this almost like the club that I built in my mind to experience music in, because it was like, and then an expression of the music that would be played in that club. Because when I hear other music that I love, it's like I love it, but then there's like I hear another thing, and that and so it's sort of like expressing this sort of like other thing, and then I realized I was writing it in multiple different sort of, there were different vibes to it, so I had to kind of like compartmentalize it, and then I was sort of trying to answer the problem of just you can't just upload a bunch of fucking dance music to the internet, and so I wanted to express this concept to like get to hand people what my experience of this music was, and I think that's what I was trying to communicate. Whether that does communicate or not is beside the point, really. It's just like just that I feel like I've put the statement out there was the key thing with that. So it's like, I guess like it was a sort of fantasy scene in a way.
Yeah.
This may be none of my business, but why didn't you go to clubs when you were young?
Because I'm a real nerd. And as a real nerd, I can spot a fake nerd. Any fake nerd trying to talk to me, I can spot them a mile off.
Perfect.
Where do you listen to your music mainly? You're obviously a man connected to the internet, but is there a special? Do you use Bandcamp, Spotify?
I'm connected to the internet. I listen to music. First of all, on shit headphones. I really like to listen to music on terrible headphones. Like,
why?
I don't know. There's something about like a really tinny pair of crappy headphones that I really, really enjoy. Like having my ears like blasted by some like music. I really, really like that. But I listen to music. I walk a lot. I really, really enjoy walking. around London, especially. And I walk to and from my studio in London, and I listen to lots of music and really enjoy that. What was it? No, there was another interesting part of your question. It's
like where do you go to discover music online?
I think listening on YouTube's really good. I was trying to listen to the Wendy Carlos album, The Well-Tempered Synthesizer, recently, and it's just like not on Spotify, and it is literally one of the most important electronic music albums of all time. And it's so weird that the different platforms give you an idea of like, oh, this is all the music this artist has released, when in fact actually often it isn't, and it's just what's been licensed at any one time. And like, often those tracks go missing and albums go missing, and it's like it can actually end up being a false reality for some people. This sense of like, oh, so that's all they've done, when in fact actually there's a way better way of cataloging, especially with important stuff from like, I don't know, the 1960s to the 1990s or whatever, where that people are making less of a fuss about cataloging it or something like that. I think that's why YouTube's really good. And the sound quality is really good on YouTube, which is ironic because I listen on shit headphones.
I was going to say, you don't care about the sound quality, so whatever.
Of the source material, yes. Of my headphones, no.
I was thinking, when you were naming like artists that you are listening to now or that you're interested in their sound, are you in a time of your life where you like go to people to collaborate, like, hey, I'm enjoying your music, if you want to, like, I could produce something for you, or you're just like receiving people that want to work with you because you don't have time?
Yeah, I am doing that a bit, because I think with some artists that I want to work with, there sometimes people who literally just started making music, because I'm obsessed with voices, and I don't really care how big or successful or anything like that. So I'll just do a session with a big pop person one day, and then the next day just like somebody who's just recorded one folk song to SoundCloud or whatever. It's just completely following the music. I'm 100% sound led with what I do. So in that case, it's often a case of me just DMing them saying like, hey, I think your voice is incredible. I'd love to try and sort of do something with.
So you can be an artist and receive a Daniel Harle DM like, hey, I'm listening to your stuff, and you have 1,000 followers.
Yeah,
like,
it happens. It happens.
Oh my God, to everyone who is putting out music, have hope, I guess.
We've got to end quite soon, but I just wanted to ask like one kind of thing. As people with children, Johan and I, and yourself, of course, like, do you try to give them musical education, or do you just let them do what they will?
That's a really interesting and complicated question. The musical education I've chosen to do with my older child, we just go to my studio every Sunday and make and I with her friend who's also a very sort of musically adept, and they're writing a kind of musical set of songs or whatever, but what me and her dad do is just record them singing and writing it, and like we're not writing any of it, but we're just letting them be part of this creative process of making something. But it's not really technical at all. Like, we're not focusing on anything to do with technique or anything like that. It's just the ideas and the songs, and then I produce what they do, but I haven't written any of it. It's just like I just capture it and then sort of like do some organization if there's some like which there often is a lot of tangential rambling and just playing around with the fact that she can hear her recorded voice or whatever. But it's funny she mentioned my daughter. You might be hearing her voice on one of the songs I play this evening.
Amazing.
Oh, exclusive headline. How old is she now?
She's 6.
6. Okay. Wow. Okay. Congratulations. Well, that's all we have time for.
That is, sadly, but we'll see you tonight at some unreasonable hour, like 3 a.m, something like that.
4:50, I believe, tonight.
4:50.
Yeah.
It's the same hour that AG played last year on the same stage at the CUPRA. But and tomorrow again you'll be you've got. What do you do till then? Do you just sort of go and have a disco nap? I'm going
to go and have a disco.
Disco moment.
Yeah.
Around the festival.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just going to go listen to some music.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Danny.
See you next year, I hope.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's great to be here.
Another interview.
Yeah.
Daniel Harle, everyone.
Estás escuchando Radio Primavera Sound, proudly presented by CUPRA.